What's up, YouTube? Eric Reed here, President of Gun Rights Across America. This is infuriating. This is an email, a copy of the original email that I have received from my New York State Coordinator, Joanna Johnson-Smith. Joanna Johnson-Smith, a concerned citizen, wrote to a New York alderman by the name of David Marston. And essentially, she's fighting for our Second Amendment rights, just like me and just like millions of all of you guys out there. And she got slammed. I have never in my life read such disrespectful hatred out of one of our elected officials. I, for the life of me, cannot figure out this David Marston guy in New York. I cannot figure out what in the hell he was thinking to make these kinds of accusations and spew such hatred trash from his mouth. I'm going to read you just a couple of bits out of this email. Joanna Johnson-Smith wrote to Mr. Marston, "Dear Mr. Marston, this was sent to you as an alderman of the city of Hudson, so you can see where 98% of the New York law enforcement stand on the New York SAFE Act before your legal committee decides to impose a total gun ban in your city. The very few law enforcement officers that support the SAFE Act, about 2%, are all Democrats and liberals who have never given a donkey's behind about the constitutional rights of the people who employ them. Patriotic Americans like the deputy who wrote this letter are incensed over the state and federal attempts to disarm law-abiding Americans and spit on the Constitution. We all know what the real agenda is, and we will never allow it. Many of us will be at the meeting in Hudson on February 27th, 2013, to make certain our voices are heard." Mr. Marston wrote back. This is amazing. "Dear Joanna Johnson-Smith, it's really neat that all you gun-toting Tea Party psychotards..." What? Gun-toting Tea Party psychotards? Okay, alright. "Are so interested in the goings-on of our little city, even though I find it amazing that you don't have any other pressing issues before you in New Lebanon. On the other hand, I guess it's not surprising, considering your ideologues aren't interested in actual policy, but rather grandstanding on mythical narratives of victimization. Two things. The only spit here is the white stuff frothing on the ends of that rotten little mouth of yours, which spew this hateful, ignorant trash." I'm flabbergasted. I had to read this at least a dozen times. I still can't believe that a politician, one of our elected officials who works for us, is saying this to one of the people that lives in his city. This just blows my mind. And a donkey's behind, the rabid ignorance of a fringe is best illustrated by its sad metaphors. I mean, seriously, thank you for the laughs. By all means, come on down. We'll be happy to beat you barbarians back." Whoa. "We'll be happy to beat you barbarians back with the clubs of reason and responsibility, radical lunatics that you are." Alright, so I guess we're all radical lunatics. All of us law-abiding citizens, according to Mr. David Marston, are radical lunatics that deserve to be beaten back like the barbarians that we are with the clubs of reason and responsibility. His words, not mine. And say a quick pro tip, since you're the organizer for Unemployed Gun Nuts USA. Well, are you serious here? Unemployed Gun Nuts USA? Mr. Marston, as you so call Unemployed Gun Nuts USA, it's actually Gun Rights Across America, and nobody in my organization is unemployed. I work full-time. This has become a second full-time job for me because I care about fighting for everybody's rights. I am infuriated that somebody like you, who is supposed to be one of our elected officials, where you get off thinking that you can just spew these lies out of your mouth. Who do you think you are? Joanna Johnson Smith is not unemployed. I am not unemployed. You are just talking absolute nonsense. I'll continue. Next time you think these unhinged rants will change the mind of anyone who has a modicum of intelligence, you might just instead go back down into your basement and watch another episode of Wheel of Fortune. It'll certainly be just as effective. Wow, okay. Remember, there are millions of Eagle Scout, God-worshipping patriots who find you and your radical ilk as disgraceful to the American democracy as the brown shirt jackboots you act like. I happen to just be one of them. Good luck. Best regards, David Marston. I don't know what to say, guys. I honestly don't know what to say. In all fairness to Mr. Marston, because I'm always going to give you the facts, in all fairness to Mr. Marston, he did write an apology. Of course, the apology came out after this story broke, and this story made the news, but magically, after it hit the media, Mr. Marston has an apology. And in all fairness to Mr. Marston, I will read you his little paragraph that he just sent to my New York coordinator, Joanna Johnson Smith. Dear Joanna, my sincerest apologies. I had no intention of ever sending that email. I've been getting endless emails from people who don't live here calling me names because of a gun legislation I didn't write. I happen to take out my frustration and anger on your email, and for that I am sorry. It was accidentally sent from my drafts. What? You accidentally sent it from your drafts? Really? I've been writing emails for years and years and years and years. It's never happened to me. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but whatever. Again, I hope you can understand how upsetting it is for a patriot like myself to get emails saying I spit on the Constitution and I could give an ass about rights. It's offensive, but it certainly does not warrant this kind of unhinged response. I'm embarrassed and I'm sorry. Sincerely, David Marston. Well, I'm speechless. All I have to say, guys, is these are the kind of people that we have to work to get out of office. Mr. Marston has no business being in politics. Mr. Marston has no business having anything to say about gun rights. Anybody that can spew this kind of hatred out of their mouth does not deserve to be in office. Anyways, we'll have more videos coming back at you in the very near future. We're probably going to have another video detailing things going on in Colorado and a big event that's going to be announced on May 25th. But that's it for this one, YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'm Eric Reed. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, share the video, and please subscribe to my channel. We'll see you next time.